everybody, it's Isabel. Welcome to my channel. Today I am working on another layout for Mix It Up Monday. It is a YouTube hop that happens once a month, and we usually get the sketch early to prepare. It happens on the second Monday of every month, and this month we have a sketch coming from Inspired Blueprints. I believe we had another sketch from Inspired Blueprints last month. They are no longer posting new layouts, but this was found, I believe, on Pinterest. Now, it has 3 photos. They're all a 4x4. I printed out 3 photos of our trip in Arizona in the snow, and I did cut them down to a 4x4, but I am thinking about backing them, so they are going to be just a little bit bigger than what's in the sketch. Now, this trip was my first trip to see snow. We ended up driving towards Flagstaff so the kids can, sled and have fun and snowball fight. We were thinking of it all. After they finished their sledding, my daughter has like this mini sled that we got. After they finished sledding, we were walking through. It almost looked like, almost like a, I don't want to say forest, but like a national park where there were a lot of pine trees. And deep into it, it kind of opened up, and we found this little snowman. He was built, he had no arms, no eyes, no hat, nothing. So we started to piece together little things for him. My mom gave him his hat. I gave him my gloves. The kids found the face set up for him. And we took pictures with him because he was our Arizona Olaf. I've always wanted to build a snowman. I did get a chance, but not before this. And it's hard work, you guys. I think our snowman was just about the same size. Like, trying to build a my size snowman, oh my gosh, you'll be there all day. But there are some branches with florals on these 2 sides, and then some florals there. I'm thinking like pine trees, or even branches with pine needles, but I'd have to see if I have anything that would work. Now, for the title, I am thinking of using this Close to My Heart Stampin' Thin Cuts Elegant Snowflakes. There is a sentiment here that says, "You melt my heart." I think I'm going to use that as my title. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the stamp. I may use the Cricut to create the title, just so that I can have it a little bit bigger. And I'm only going to use these stamps right here. I'm not sure if I'm going to stamp directly on the layout or if I'll do it separate, because I do have the thin cuts, but we will figure it out when I get there. And for Mix It Up Monday, we have to mix it up, right? So I am going to create a background on this. I pulled in this basil blue paper and then my white acrylic paint. I am going to just put some white paint down. I may color it up. I may do white, and then I may bring in some Carolina. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But I'm just going to pull apart some of this cotton ball, dab it in the white paint, and then just kind of build on a snowstorm kind of look. That's what I'm going to do. I am going to clear this up and just start on the background. Now I will pop some music in just so you can see how I'm running it and speed it up a little bit so it doesn't take up your whole day. So let me clear this up and let's see what I can do. So this is what I've got. Now, it is hard to see on camera, you guys. I did pull in the Carolina after all, did some smooshing, mixed it with some white acrylic paint, just to give it a tint of a color so that it wasn't just white. And then it wasn't dark enough, so I brought in the Delusion spray in Periwinkle Blue just to create a darker tone. Hopefully, I mean, in person you can see the two different colors, but on the camera, unfortunately, you can't. I am going to back the photo with a thin layer of white cardstock. I found this washi tape that has like a holographic purple and blue kind of tone to it. So I went diving in my watercolor papers, and I found this same kind of like teal, blue, purple watercolor paper from the Watercolor Recollections pad. After I do the white border, I'm going to back it again. I'm going to make it a little bit thicker just so that I could distress the edges and create a little bit more texture. I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to add fun foam to the photos because of the journaling aspect going over the photos in the sketch. But I decided that I was going to still do the journaling, just not put it over the photo. So I end up using the fun foam behind all three pictures to give myself some dimension on the page. And then I pull in the washi tape that I'm going to use. Now, I do a single strip just as it is in the sketch. But for me, that strip wasn't wide enough to give me the kind of look that I was going for that's even close to the sketch. So I'm going to put multiple layers on top of the original strip. Not only because I want it wider, I needed it to stretch further down the page. So I put multiple layers on, get that down, and then I move on to my title, which is Winter Fun. I'm going to bring in my holographic alpha stickers from Thickers and I believe Recollections. Don't quote me on that though. I am going to do winter in one font and then fun in the other one. Now on camera, it is a little bit hard to see the word fun, but in person, it does give the same look as winter. Now, once I get the title done, I had the Cricut cut like the pine tree branches in white cardstock so that I can do some inking on them. If you've watched my videos, you guys watch me use my fingers when I dab onto cut files or cuts from the Cricut. Now, I like to use my fingers because I feel like I have more control on where I'm actually putting the ink when I use my fingers, and I can go a lot quicker. At least I feel that way. I'm going to bring in the New England Ivy and the White Daisy ink from Close to My Heart. I'm going to first dab the branches with the New England Ivy, and then with a different finger, I'm going to dab the white on just to give it a little bit of a like snow fell on the branch kind of look. And I really want it to look semi-realistic. So just to add a little bit more detail to this branch, I am going to bring in brown acrylic paint. And with a very thin brush, I am going to brush the branches on. And that will be the branch. I'm going to stick it in the same areas that the sketch has it. The only difference is I am going to add one on the opposite side of the title. So I'm going to do 2 branches there and then the 1 branch on the bottom of the page. Once I do that, I'm going to bring in my stamps from Close to My Heart because I did forget to do my snowflake stamping. I don't know how I forgot it, you guys. It was sitting right in front of me the whole time. But I'm going to use the 3 that I mentioned. And what I'm going to do is when I first started, I didn't know what color I was going to be using. I thought the white would show a little bit more, but it didn't. It didn't really show much of anything. Like even in person, it was hard to see. So I bring in pewter gray, but that was just way too dark. And then I bring in wisteria, which has that like purple blue tint to it. And it works good, but I didn't want the snowflakes to really, like I didn't want you to look at the layout and see nothing but snowflakes. So I didn't really want it to be vibrant and dark the way that wisteria would have done it. And I tried to do a second generation,
but that one just didn't show up as much. So what I do is I take the White Daisy ink and I ink around the areas that I want, and then I'm going to take the wisteria and I'm going to re-ink those same images so that it gives me a little bit of a lighter shade. Now, I probably did this the long way or the hard way, but it worked out in the end and I'm okay with it. The little ones, I kind of just lightly touched the wisteria and dabbed. Now, I tried that with the big one. It just was too dark for me. For me, it was too dark. And I didn't want them to really like pop off the background. I just wanted them to be part of the background, if that makes any sense. But once I get the stamping done, I am going to move on to inking the edges. Now, because I brought that wisteria in, I ink the edges and I bring in the color a little bit just to create a border fog look a little bit. I think I pulled it off. I probably could have added more, but I didn't really want to go overboard with it. And I really like how it turned out in the end. So once I do the inking, all I have to do is add my pine cones. I'm going to put little pine cones. I'm going to bring in a paper craft sticker sheet of some trees, pine trees and pine cones, and get all the little ones on my little branches. And then I'm going to get the two big ones from the sticker sheet, and where there is a floral element on the top picture, I'm going to put 2 pine cones. And that is going to finish up my pine cone look. For the strip journaling, I just cut a 1/4 inch strip of white cardstock in no particular width. I kind of just eyeballed it. And then to make that pop a little bit and blend in with the background, I'm going to border that with the holographic washi tape that I used going down the center. And then I'm going to do my journaling. Now, my journaling is basically what I explained to you guys in the beginning about how we found the snowman. But other than that, you guys, that is going to be the layout. I thank you so much for joining me today with Mix It Up Monday. If you guys are interested in participating, there are links below in the description box. Jump onto the Facebook group, say hi to everybody, and join us next month for Mix It Up Monday. I look forward to seeing what sketch we play with next time. But until then, I will be around with 30 Days of Sketches and Scrap Lift Crafternoon, and talk to you all later. Have a wonderful day. Bye.